Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day today. This is Phyllis with CreativeDomenica. Today I want to talk about and show you this gorgeous bracelet. Is this a beautiful bracelet? Let me take this off. Well, let me just show it to you on my arm first. It has all these beautiful dangles hanging. It's just a stunning bracelet and has a little lobster claw clasp. So let me get this off and I will put it on my form here and we will talk about it. Okay, guys, so I have this on my form now, so let me just show you. It's got different types of beads, different shapes. It's got a beautiful Tibetan bead here, and then we have our dangle. So you could do this with anything. What I used, my Tibetan bead, and you could Google these, you'll find them all over the place. I'm not affiliated with anybody. But my Tibetan bead is a 22mm bead. And these are all made in China. So, I mean, there's a lot of places. You could try eBay. There are several beading establishments online where you can get them. And then, what else did I use? Let me see. I have some little... Let me just push that aside so I can show you some of the things I have. These are little metal Heishi beads. I think that's what they're called. And so these are, and I was trying to get the measurements so you guys would have them. But these are about 5mm, these little beads. So again, you're going to have to find them online. And then these are the same beads, but one is... I believe 8mm, and then the smaller one is a 4mm bead. So just work what you have. Now these are, I forgot what this is called. They're like a turquoise looking bead, as you could see. So any kind of bead these are all glass beads, so just pick a bead that you're gonna like. But these do look like a turquoise bead. They have blues and greens in them. And then I have, here's another one of those Tibetan beads. And they're metal. So you can find them in a lot of different places. And then what you're going to need also, and this is the only one that I had left, you need these flathead wires here, and I had gotten these from Joanna a long time ago. Unfortunately, that's the only one that I have left. I was using for my project this color. Like, even though it's gold, everything on this bracelet, these, I liked how this looked. So they're flathead pins, that's what they're called. And you can find them on Amazon, they're all over the place. And so we're going to wrap, what you do is you're going to wrap the bottom. You're going to have a length of chain, and my chain looks like this. So my chain looked like this. So I just took about 7 or 6 of these links. And this is what you're going to wrap your little beads around on. And then this is a little dangle that I had gotten. And again, there's a million of these kind of things on Amazon. I think this one's like the Chalcedony. But you don't have to go, I like to use the glass ones. These aren't real stones. Some of them are, but let me remove this. Some of them are, and then these are just gold spacer beads, and I did get these on Amazon, so I could link that. And they came in a whole pack like this. And so I will link that size so you guys have that, and then you're going to look for that online. This chain was from a necklace or a bracelet I had, so look in your stash and see what you can find, okay? And then just use that. And so the other thing you're going to need, and for this bracelet, I used the Beadalon. And then that's the one that I used. And I got this on Amazon, so I will link it for you. This one worked out fine. You could also use soft flex, which I love. This was fine. I'd rather use the medium on this bracelet. And then, but you could use that as well. And then you're going to need some crimp beads for your beginning and end. And I have gold ones, again, Amazon purchase. And so this is easy to put together, but I'm not going to show you the construction of the whole thing. It's just going to take too long. It's just simple beading. All right, so let me just keep this here so we could see. So what I did, we're just going to have a sample here. I took a section of my wire, and I made mine really long. You don't have to, because you don't want to waste it. But it might be a good idea to invest in one of these bamboo beading trays here. And again, I got this one on Amazon. And mine is about 7.5 inches, I want to say, give or take. And so what you do is, let me cut this because this is way too long. We don't need to have it that. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, we're going to follow this. So the first thing I did was I put the Lobster Claw clasp on. And I do have one. It's not the right color, but I'm just going to show you how to do this. And you could Google this. I mean, this information is all over YouTube and the internet. But you could find all the different processes to make these bracelets. I am not I'm not an expert bracelet maker. And if you really looked at this close, you'll see my wrapping of these beads isn't the greatest. But that's okay. It adds the rusticness to it, and you can't see it unless you have a unless you have a visor with goggles or something on. The thing you want is to have your bracelet be durable. You don't want it to fall apart. So what you will do is you will get a crimp bead, and we're going to start with the Lobster Claw clasp side. You could start with the chain side, or you could just start beading at this point. And so let's do that. So the first thing I'm going to do, well, actually, I'm going to put this on because I don't want it to fall off. So you will take a crimp bead, and you will put that in, okay, on your string. Then you're going to take your clasp, whichever clasp you use. This is even a pretty clasp to use. So let's go with this one. So you're going to put that on. If I can find the hole. Okay. And so then you're going to go over, and then you're going to go into that crimp bead, right? Like this. You see how I have that? And leave yourself a little tail, because you're going to get that into your beads are going to go into there just to hide it and secure it. And so then you will need some kind of crimping, tool. And I just had mine out here. So you're going to need some kind of crimping tool that looks like that. And I'll link it. They have it on Amazon. So the first thing you're going to do is put that crimp bead at the bottom, and you will press. And that's going to flatten it. Then go to the top, and you will press again. Okay. And see, now that is secure on there. And it's that easy. And this is a cute little clasp. And so then you're going to start merely doing your beads. So now for this bracelet, I'm going to start off with because I started off right here. So we're going to start off with one of our small Amazon beads, right? That we got, these little spacer beads. And so we're going to put that on, and then we're going to grab one of our turquoise, green, or whatever color you want beads. And you could make these, bigger or smaller. You just want different sizes. And once you get these guys on here, make sure you go through both the strings with this. Okay, so it's going to be like that. You're going to go through both strings. And then we're going to put another one of these beads on here, the spacer beads. And then we're going to grab another one of our main beads here. And again, you're going to make sure that both of those go through. You got both those strings in those beads like that. And so then we're going to do another one. And this part is really, really easy. I mean, it goes fast. You can grab another one of your beads. And I like these beads because they're all kind of different greens and browns, and some of them are like more blue. So turquoise would be a good, if you have turquoise beads or if you like turquoise. Oh, that worked out good. I just have a little bit left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that little piece off, if I could get it to cut. Okay, so then that's done. So now you have that. So now every fourth bead on this, we're going to put, let's put another one of these on. And you will just keep going until you get to the size that you want. So I'm taking one of these larger blue chalcedony or green chalcedony beads here, and we're going to put that one on. And they're faceted and they're very reflective, so they're pretty beads. Okay, so we're going to, let me remove this now. So we're going to continue around, all right? So we're at this point. So you're just going to continue around and continue around until you get to a point where you're going to do your Tibetan bead here. And then you're going to merely just put it on right next to your other ones. So we're just going to pretend here. And these have a little bit of weight to them, these beads. They're really pretty. Okay, so then you're gonna put that on. And then to end the bracelet, you are going to do a smaller bead. That's just how I liked how it looked. So once you get around the whole bracelet, we're here. So you're going to put 3 more and then a chalcedony or these faceted beads, then 3 more a faceted bead, then 3 more. Now this is for my size, so you're going to have to experiment with what, you know, how big you want it. My wrist is generally like an 8-inch, 7.5 to 8 inch. So if that's what your wrist is, and just check it as you're going along. You may have to alter how many you're putting on there. So at this very end here, let me open this so you could see better. So at this very end, I just put, let me grab one of these small ones. I grabbed the small one. So I put 2 of these. Oops. So I got one of those, a small one, and then another one of these. Okay. So that's going to be right here. That's where we're at right now. We're right here. Okay. Let me just turn this over. Maybe that'll make it easy. These. Okay. So we're right there now. And so now what you're going to do, you're going to put your chain on. And so here is my chain. And I put the whole length on until I determined what size I wanted. So again, you're going to do the same thing as you did on the other side. You will put one of your you're going to put one of these crimp beads on here, and then you will get your chain here, and you will do the same exact thing. Let me turn this around. So you will go through your crimp bead, and you're going to pull that taut. All right? And so you'll be on this side. So I'm not going to actually do this, but let me see if I could scoot this down so I could show you what I mean. So make sure when you get to this point that you pull this down and it's tight against your beads. So make sure before you crimp that, you're pulling it down so it touches your, so like it's like this. So everything's nice and taut. So then you're going to go in and you will crimp it again. All right? And then determine, once that's done, so we'll suppose that's done now, right? So we're still here. So now mine, I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did 6 or 7. And I tried to put 2 beads on each one of these. So I had like the metal one, and I had one of each of these on each one. You see, these are even smaller than these. So if you have any small beads hanging around, you can certainly use those, because you just want those for your little dangles. So I tried to put 2 of those on each one of these. Now, I have watched videos on how to wrap these things, and it drives me crazy because I'm really not good at it. But these are the ones that I used on these. But I think you could get away with using these type. So what you would do is you would just put this on here. And get your round nose plier. And you're going to bend that over. And then you will bring it up and over till you get that ring. And then you would bring your chain and just bring it through part of your chain. And you would just start to wrap it around. So it sticks to your, so it stays on your chain. And you would just keep wrapping it. And then once you've wrapped, you put enough on there, just come with your tool here, and you're going to just cut the excess off. And then you'll have one of those hanging on there. But I was thinking, if you didn't want to go that route and maybe you wanted to make it a little simple, I'm thinking that why couldn't we just open this a little bit? You see that? Ever so slightly. And then just put this on right on your chain. Oh, let me get my bead. That'll help. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're just going to experiment a little bit here. So we have that. We have that on here, and I'm just going to get my flat nose plier now. And let's just close this. Okay, so we have that closed now, right? So let's put our little bead on here. Yeah, no, this isn't going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. So what I could suggest that you do, it's like a practice thing to get these little things on here. So just watch videos and practice before you get on here. I don't know if you could tell, mine's not the neatest, but I think that was a good choice to use of color. This like vintage kind of brass brass kind of looking wire, because it kind of disappears. And then for the bottom, so now you're going to add as many as you want. You could either put one on each one of these, or I liked putting two. And so then the last thing you will do is now you're going to need a split ring. And again, I got all these on Amazon. They're really cheap. And so you will just put your dangle on the bottom. And that's it. I mean, this bracelet is not hard to make by any stretch. It's just, it takes a little time to do the last process here, which is the, let's get this out of the way, which is doing the little dangles here. But I think this is such a stunning bracelet. And so I just wanted to show you how to make it. And like I said, I'm not affiliated with anybody. There are so many companies that you can get these Tibetan beads from, and these other type of beads. Like I said, this is Aqua Chalcedony, and it's a faceted 15 by 22 millimeter bead, which you could find in a lot of places. And then these that I used is, these are brass ball pins. And so you can find those on Amazon, I'm sure. Then as far as your beads are concerned, just get different sizes. So just make sure you're not using all the same size. So these are my biggest ones. So you want to keep them. So this is going to take this is making up the bulk of your necklace, your bracelet. So you're going to have these spacer beads in between each one of these size beads. And then you will need, for the dangles, small beads. And so as you can see, these are probably around 3. These are probably 4-ish, something like that. Honestly, just go through your stash, grab some beads that are along the same family line, and, you know, have at it, have fun. And now I got these beautiful closures, and I did make some bracelets with these that you can get these on Amazon. And so, yeah, just experiment, have fun with this. This bracelet is absolutely gorgeous. I love how it came. And to help me get this on, I use my bracelet buddy, and I have talked about that in some other videos. It's just, if I could find it, I have like so many things on my desk right now. So this is a really old one. I had gotten this on QVC back in the day, let me tell you. Okay, so I finally got it back on. It's a little, what I could suggest, if you want to make it easier for yourself, use your first chain. Let me grab my sample here. You might want to, this is where you would start to put your beads on, right? You might want to leave the first one empty. This way it's easier for you to latch and then start your little clusters after. I didn't do that. I kind of like how it looks this way. And you still have plenty of room to latch it. And so I just absolutely love this. It's just a really stunning looking bracelet. What you can use instead, if you don't want to use Tibetan beads, or if you can't find them, I did a Michael's haul the other day, and guys, these beads would look beautiful on here too. I'm just going to show you an example. If you're interested in these, you could check out my video. So rather than use the Tibetan bead, you could certainly use one of these, and that would look beautiful to put one of those on here. And then you have all green beads. See what you have in your stash. I have this little basket of a whole bunch of goodies here, and they come in all different colors. These are glass beads. And just be careful when you're shopping at Michael's, I keep saying, because it seems like they change the coupons every day. One day you get 50%, You buy one full price, get 50% off your second. Next day, you'll get a 30% coupon. I bought these. I had a 40% coupon because I had them in my shopping cart. But like I said, I'm not going to just keep repeating myself. Just watch that video and I give you all the information on there. But you could certainly go for the flower beads rather than using one of these. And so I would check eBay for these Tibetan beads. And there are a lot of online beading companies that sell them. So I hope you give this guy a try. It is a stunner. This is my favorite bracelet so far. And I have enough beads to make another one, though I think I'm just going to make some kind of necklace and maybe a little pair of earrings, and that would be a sweet set. If I do that, guys, I will come back on here and I'll show you. I mean, I have more than enough beads to, make a cute little pair of earrings and just a simple necklace. And so I will do that. And so listen, I hope you like this video. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this beautiful bracelet. And I didn't want to spend like an hour or 2 hours making this video. It's simple enough, I believe, that you guys will be able to do it on your own. It's just the only thing you'll have to practice in for is the wrapping of your little cluster beads. You know, your little dangle beads. But that's not, those aren't hard to do. It's just wrapping it around and then wrapping it around the chain. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this, guys. All my new subscribers, thank you. I appreciate every one of you. And yeah, keep looking at our videos. Help us grow the channel. Hit the notification bell so you're alerted to all our new videos. And guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to be going on vacation for a couple of days. I'm looking forward to it. So I will be back, and I'm going to try to get a few videos up today. I've just been really busy. And so listen, you enjoy the rest of your day then. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.